Hey everybody, welcome to Dream Agent Academy. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the three things that most agents, insurance agents, and financial advisors are doing, and how to avoid them. The three biggest mistakes are very simple, but before I get to the mistakes, let me just set up the stage by speaking about what the situation is in the first place. So every single industry that we go to, or every single niche, wherever, there is standard operating procedures. There are processes that everybody needs to follow so that the work can be fluid and make sense. And by using these processes, we end up having a great flow of work from one department to another. Everything that we do makes sense. So from every the step one of marketing until closing and deliverable. Now, the opposite of the idea is that if you build all this based on if you build these processes and standard operating procedure based on false predicaments and based on false data and hypotheses, then obviously the results will follow. So what we want to do, we want to really here to change the narrative and address exactly what is the problem that we have inside the life insurance business so that we can address it properly. So the first thing that we want to speak about inside these three things that I'm going to tackle is the first problem is the fact that leads aren't equal. So, in order to speak about this issue, this point, uh, I need to speak about other things. So, if you are doing marketing and you're trying to build an offer, and you try to build an offer based on a specific problem that you see in the market, you better understand what problems, you better and list the series of problems that you see in the market. Then you choose the problem that has the most potential of making you money. Therefore, not all problems are created equal. The same thing regarding audience and people who you want to sell to. If you are selling, trying to market your product to a specific audience, then you better make sure that you investigate enough that you are not selling to poor people, because that's the shortest distance to failure. Same thing that we are trying to do here. Leads aren't equal because not every single lead that you will be receiving, even if you get that from your company, is worth your time. And that's what most people do, is that they go and they spend countless hours trying to reach a lead just because they receive it and it's free, and it turned out at the end of the day it's not even worth talking to, because they are very far in the buying journey and their sophistication is really not that interested. So you need to understand, and you need to have a system in place that allows you to filter out and to move people through a process so that you know exactly which lead is worth your time and which isn't. So that's the first problem. The second problem is you are trapped in the one at a time calls. Let's say we have 24 hours in a day, and let's say we work 8 hours during the day, and let's say that all the exposure that you are getting inside your marketing is based on those phone calls that you conduct on a daily basis. So what do you think happened? Don't you think that you have the same chances and opportunities as someone who is expanding his exposure, who have multi-channel presence, who is having conversations throughout different, who has a one-to-many conversations rather than one-to-one conversations? Do you think that you are going to be having the same level of sophistication and of results as someone who's doing all these things? Of course not. So therefore, if you are just playing the cold call of the messenger game, then you are limiting yourself in a very, very bad way. I'm not saying that these are bad tools. I'm saying that if you are trying to expand yourself and trying to break through whatever ceiling you are at the moment, then exposing yourself in the right way and having a digital footprint that is consistent with the right audience will definitely make more sense. So, do I make sense? And the third element is that your follow-up system is practically non-existent. So, a lot of people, including myself, I used to call, I used to do follow-ups. I worked inside the many industries. I sold cars. I did, I did inside sales for pharmaceutical company. So I did lots of sales job. And the follow-up, all the follow-up that we used to do basically is every day you have a list of people that you spoke to a week or a couple of weeks before, or maybe even a month before, and then you are scoring them based on their interests, and then you make the follow-up. Hey, by the way, how are you? Are you able to make that decision yet, or what happened? So that's all the follow-up that we used to do. And this kind of follow-up is frankly is very sad and is very poor and weak. And if your follow-up isn't powerful enough to carry on and help nurture, expose, stay consistent and top of mind with your audience, with people that we already spoke to, then it's going to be difficult to generate any sales from these people. And here I would like to just share with you a few elements. The first thing is you need to understand what percentage of these leads actually convert into paying clients. If you are doing the cold calls on a daily basis, and you are doing, let's say, 20 or 50, I used to make 50 calls, I believe, inside in the job as an inside sales. I think, I'm not sure. So if you, let's say we are making 50 calls a day. So if you are doing 50 calls a day, how many calls out of those leads were you able to convert? That's the first statistic that you need to know, so that you can have a clear understanding of what kind of leads are you playing with in the first place. What happened to the prospect who don't respond? Are they just an expensive write-off? So are they just sunk cost? So you make 50 calls, and the next day you make another 50 calls, and the third day you make another 50 calls. So what happened to the people who haven't even communicated or give any sign of being interested or anything? What happened to those people? Aren't you just gonna let them go like this, or are you going to do the follow-up? So what happened if they don't actually keep saying anything? Are they just lost leads? So that's something that we need to think about also. And how do you handle prospects who are actually interested? And this is the most important thing. How do you handle prospects who are actually interested but not ready yet? And this is the most important segment and the most interesting target segments you need to pay attention to, and to have a clear data behind, so that you can work with, and so that you can nurture and do the right follow-up in the process. So if you don't have answers to all these questions, then your business, your marketing, and your business in general, there is a lot of leaking in that bucket. The bucket has so many leaks, so that you end up not getting any interest eventually, and that's why you are going to be suffering. And that's why there is this feast and famine that we see in the industry that nobody really know how to fix. So in the upcoming 5 days that we are launching inside the Dream Agent Academy, we are tackling all these problems in a very strategic way. And here, if you stay with me, I'll give you just a quick overview of what we are trying to do inside the next 5 days that we will be trying to help you. Even if you see this video later on, you are more than welcome to reach out inside LinkedIn or Facebook, and I can hook you up with this series, because it's in the process of being made. So the first thing that we're going to be trying to do in the first day is the $1,000,000 map. So understand exactly what is it that we are trying to do. People without a vision, they perish. We need to understand exactly the vision where we're trying to go, and how, and the tools that we are going to use in order to reach that goal. That's the first element that we need to have. So in order to do that, we need to have a vision about it. a clear, not just a vision, a clear understanding about every single tool we're going to be using so that we can generate, convert, and close. That's the first thing. The second thing is our avatar. uh, I call it your avatar weight. So our avatar, your avatar weight. Where's my money? So we need to understand exactly who is holding your money. Where's your money? This is something that Grant Cardone, I heard him say. Where the hell is my money? So you need to understand exactly who's having your money, and you need to go straight to him or her. You can't just play around and try to talk to everybody. You need to be very specific. The more specific you are, the better chance you are able to close people. Especially if you are already been doing this for a long time and you know exactly you already having established yourself and you have a presence in your market, then you can afford to be selective. You can, because you know exactly who you want to talk to and who's going to be able to get you to the next level. The third day is we're going to be talking about systems, lead magnets framework, and the fact that leads aren't created equal. So we need to have a clear system on how are we going to generate those leads and how are we going to convert them. This day 4, we're going to be talking about the two-step messenger framework. So if you don't know, if you have a lead and you don't know how to, or if you put a lead magnet out there and you don't know how to move a person who engaged with you from just a simple chat to a business chat, then you are going to be losing a lot of money. Or if you spend days and weeks talking about the weather and dogs and family and waiting for the right moment to come so that you can convert the conversation and move the conversation into business talk, then you're going to be speaking, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. And finally, the last day, the day 5, is going to be the Trinity automation setup, so that we're going to put in front of you all the tools in order so that you can maximize and optimize your relationships, your conversion, and everything else. Okay, so with that being said, I would like to invite you inside the Dream Agent Academy, inside my LinkedIn group or inside my Facebook group. It doesn't really matter. If you are interested in knowing more, I am more present inside the LinkedIn group. So you are more welcome to convert you are more welcome to join us. Let me give you the name of. I will add the name of the group because I keep forgetting it. It's called Digital Agent Connect Growth Strategies for Financial Life Insurance Agents. So let me say it again. Growth Digital Agent Connect Growth Strategies for Financial and Life Insurance Agents. This is the group's name. I will link the link in the bottom so that you can join us. All right. Have a great day, and I'm so happy to see you. Bye bye.